Coming your way on today's San Francisco 49ers report, NFL insider Ian Rapoport of the NFL Network linked Davante Adams to the San Francisco 49ers this morning with his new reporting, and we also have a lot of Niners injury news to get to going into this Week 5 matchup against the Arizona Cardinals. First, we're going live here in a few hours right here on the Niners Report, so be sure to join us today, Thursday, October 3rd, 2024 at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, 2:30 p.m. Pacific. Subscribe. Turn on your notifications by hitting that bell icon. Therefore, anytime we push out a show like this or we do go live for a regular live show or a watch party, you will be notified. And if you want Niners shows every single day from yours truly on the largest independently run Niners channel right here on the YouTube streets, then also hit that subscribe button. As for the latest on Davante Adams, Ian Rapoport this morning with some new reporting on the Davante Adams front, and he linked the Raiders' star wide receiver to the San Francisco 49ers. You don't believe me? Here's what Rapoport had to say. If Davante Adams gets his wish, he'll eventually be a member of the New York Jets, playing with his friend and four-time NFL MVP Aaron Rodgers. New York is where the Raiders star wants to play after informing the team on Monday he prefers to be traded, multiple sources say. But Adams has not demanded as much from Las Vegas, and this is not a scenario like Rodgers in 2023 when the quarterback informed the Packers he would only play for the Jets. In fact, according to sources informed of Adams' thinking, he is open to playing for several other teams: the New Orleans Saints, Pittsburgh Steelers, Baltimore Ravens, Buffalo Bills, Dallas Cowboys, and perhaps the San Francisco 49ers are among teams that either have inquired about the six-time Pro Bowler or are places Adams would be happy landing. So let's decipher that report, because the verbiage here is, of course, very important. Rapoport saying, quote, among teams that have either inquired or Adams would be happy landing. He went to Palo Alto High School. He went to Fresno State. The 49ers have needs elsewhere on this roster, but not at the wide receiver position. So I don't think the Niners have hit up the Las Vegas Raiders about Davante Adams coming to the Bay Area. It would make this offense incredible. Yet another all-time weapon on the offensive side of the football for Kyle Shanahan within that offense. But I think this is more of Adams being open to playing for the 49ers. The common question over the last couple of days since Adams asked out from Las Vegas has been this: could the 49ers trade Brandon Ayuk for Davante Adams? Ayuk's contract is structured so it doesn't impact the cap until 2027, a classic backloaded deal for the Niners. Adams' deal, on the other hand, $17 million this year, $36 and $37 million the next 2 years. Of note, with Davante Adams' contract, it can be restructured and there is no more guaranteed money left. So theoretically, if the Niners or another team were to trade for Davante Adams, you don't necessarily have to worry about the $36 and $37 million owed to him the next 2 years. If he badly wants out from Las Vegas and the Raiders get some pretty good compensation, it's been said they want a second rounder, and Adams wants to compete and win a Super Bowl, would he be willing to restructure that deal so that it's team-friendly, so that he can go to a team where he's happy, that has sound quarterback play, where he can win? Also, from the Niners' standpoint, pertaining to the Ayuk situation here, the Niners just signed him. And if they were to trade him prior to June 1 of 2025, there would be a $45.8 million dead cap charge. I don't think that Jed York, throughout all of the drama this offseason, would finally get a deal done with Ayuk. He's been disappointing in the first 4 games, and then he would just eat that massive dead cap charge just to bring in Davante Adams, who's also a lot older than Ayuk. Ayuk's 26 and Adams is 31. Also for the Niners, why would you want to inherit that dead cap charge when Brock Purdy has been a top 5, top 10 quarterback this year? I think he's playing the best football of his career, and his contract extension is looming. If he continues to ball like he's been balling, then Purdy will be due $50 to $60 million in average annual value. There are other pending free agents that the Niners are probably going to want to pay, or at least they're interested in paying and keeping. Diamador Lenore, Charvarius Ward, Talanoa Hufanga, Dre Greenlaw, and Aaron Banks, the 5 players that come to mind. Deebo Samuel is also signed through 2025, and with the uncertainty around Christian McCaffrey, he gives you insurance at the wide receiver position, but also at the running back spot. And then the Niners in the draft just took Ricky Pearsall. Hopefully his practice window opens soon. Jacob Cowing has some potential. And Jawan Jennings has been a top 5 wide receiver this year as far as receiving yards. So what would the Niners give up for Davante Adams if they were to be interested? Jawan Jennings? Ricky Pearsall? I think Jennings is a tremendous value deal for the Niners right now. And with that contract extension that he signed over the summer, he's under contract for the next 2 years. And he's one of the finer value plays at the wide receiver spot in the NFL with his importance to this team as a receiver, as a blocker to the culture, and what he's been able to do so far this year. You look at the top 5 receiving yards leaders in the NFL, Jawan Jennings is 4th. He's behind Nico Collins, Malik Neighbors, DK Metcalf, and he's ahead of Justin Jefferson. And he has been a great developmental story for the Niners. A 7th-round pick out of Tennessee who didn't make the initial 53 his rookie year. He was placed on the practice squad. But then every year since then, he's made clutch plays on 3rd down and on money downs. He seemed to come through in the biggest of moments, in the biggest of games, and that's come to fruition this year where he has been a tremendous wide receiver, linking up with Brock Purdy on so many big plays in the first month of the year, and he embodies what the Niners are about: toughness, culture, swagger, and player development. Of course, with an Adams trade to the Niners, this might be why he's interested in playing with San Francisco. He knows that Brock Purdy is a really good quarterback, elite in fact. Kyle Shanahan's one of the finer offensive minds in the NFL, and he's coming from a Raiders team that has had suspect quarterback play, bad coaching, has no organizational structure or stability, not a winning tradition since the turn of this century, and he can go to the Niners where he has Purdy, Kyle Shanahan, hopefully Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, and Jawan Jennings if he were to not get dealt, and he can go back to Northern California as he went to Palo Alto High School and then played his college ball alongside Derek Carr, by the way, at Fresno State. So with that, we pop up today's poll question, and this will be the pinned comment on today's Niners Report. So if you get hit with that YouTube ad break, use it to your advantage. Scroll on down. Let your voices be heard because you have a voice on this show. Should the Niners trade for Davante Adams? T for trade or P for pass? Coming up next here on the program, latest Niners injury news going into this Week 5 tilt against the Arizona Cardinals, a sneaky good team in the first month. Don't let their record fool you. But how about our Real One shirts? If you want one, you can get one right now. And are you a real one? Ask yourself that and think about it. Do you watch this show? Do you always hit that thumbs up icon? Are you subscribed? Do you take part in the comment section? Do you watch our live shows, our watch parties? Are you an absorber of all of our great content? If that fits the billing, get a Real One shirt. Chatsports.com/Real149, available in red and black. It's a good conversation starter. You can support the show, and you can be a legend out on the streets. These players did not practice on Wednesday for the Niners. Linebacker Fred Warner because of an ankle injury. Tight end George Kittle because of a rib injury. Jacob Cowing, a shoulder injury. Chris Conley, obliques. Defensive lineman Yetur Gross-Matos with his knee. And linebacker D. Winter. Some of those players, of course, getting injured last week against New England. And then these following players limited. Fullback Kyle Juszczyk with the shoulder. Defensive lineman Jordan Elliott with the knee. He escaped a severe injury against New England. Safety Talanoa Hufanga, who last week in the lead-up to that Patriots game rolled his ankle in practice. Defensive lineman Kevin Givens, tricep. And then Demetrius Flannigan-Fowles with that calf injury. The biggest name on this Niners injury report, And the most impactful player on this Niners injury report is, of course, middle linebacker Fred Warner. Without Dre Greenlaw, the Niners have struggled outside of Fred Warner at that linebacker position. He's a Defensive Player of the Year candidate so far, the ultimate leader, the consummate pro. And this Niners defense goes by the beat of Fred Warner's drum. His expectation, he said yesterday, is that he is going to play against Arizona in Week 5. He has missed one game in his career, and I think that factors into his greatness as a football player and just one of the many reasons, one of the litany of reasons why Fred Warner is on this Hall of Fame trajectory. And this is wild, man. He has played 114 out of a possible 115 games in his NFL career since being a third-round pick out of BYU by the Niners back in the 2018 draft. That includes the regular season and the playoffs. And Warner this year, he has been a straight-up dog. Through 4 games, I think he is the Defensive Player of the Year. He has 27 tackles, 4 pass breakups, 2 interceptions, one of which a pick 6. He's forced a couple of fumbles against the Jets, against the Vikings. He has 1 sack. He is giving up 10 yards per game in coverage. He's not a quarterback. This is an off-ball linebacker and has a passer rating when targeted of 17.6. When you think about the word elite, it's right next to the name of Fred Warner, a truly special player, a one-of-one player, one of the greatest Niners players ever in the history of this organization. And this is a team with some great offensive and defensive players and some great linebackers throughout the course of this Niners organization. But when you watch Fred Warner every single weekend, it seems as though you're seeing something different. You're seeing something special. Cherish this while we have the opportunity to watch the team captain rocking the 5-4. As for Kalia Davis, this is great news considering that Javon Hargrave is out for the year with that torn triceps. Niners a little bit thin at defensive tackle, and his practice window was opened on Wednesday, and Kyle Shanahan said that he could return to game action on Wednesday. Had to undergo a minor knee procedure after that first preseason game against Tennessee. Kalia Davis is a wide-body defensive tackle who has pass rush ability. He can stop the run. Niners need to do a better job of stopping the run. They did that against New England, giving up just 3 yards per carry, and Kalia Davis can help in both of those categories. He just has to stay healthy. And then Ricky Pearsall, a lot of people have been asking about him. He is not ready yet. Even though his IR stint has expired and he's eligible for his practice window to be opened, it was not opened on Wednesday, but it will happen soon, according to Adam Schefter. And Kyle Shanahan believes that he is close, but not necessarily ready yet, so he will continue his rehab stint. Another reminder, 49ers Report going live today, Thursday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, 2:30 p.m. Pacific. So much great content to get to, so I can't wait to see you there.